Welcome to the Man of the Creatures. We're back with Genshin, the Genshin Impact, to continue our Sumeru journey. Before I continue the Sumeru journey, I would just like to rant for a second. Why was this event so shit? We had Pac-Man balloons, we had Dance Dance Revolution, and we had snapshots. Bruh, put one fighting event in every event. Please. I can't even. And the thing is, it's easy Primogems, sure. But if I wanted to play Pac-Man, I'd play Pac-Man. What next are we gonna get? Invaders in Space? What's the fucking stupid game? E.T.? The failed Atari game? Ninja Gaiden. We're getting Ninja Gaiden next. Wait, this is Ninja Gaiden. We already had Ninja Gaiden. Genshin Impact. We clone everything. There's so much opportunity for like awesome combat shit in this game. We already had it. Why not just bring it back? Why take 9 months to bring back the one thing that was awesome and then let us play Balloon Pac-Man? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. We have to wait 15 days every time for Spiral Abyss. To the point that Spiral Abyss didn't even find anyone.
You're actually KATHHIDA, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
While she's sitting there, I mean, Paimon, put two and two together here.
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened.
So what I'm saying, take over Catherine. Who was supposed to take over Catherine again? Someone was sad. I said take over Catherine because they were sad. Oh yeah, Madam Ping. I forgot she existed for a second. She's so old, we thought she died. Yeah, just take over Catherine.
Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
How dare you make such assumptions? I'm triggered right now. Who said that was my favorite bench? My favorite bench is a monster. What are you talking about? Next to Glory. Oh, you know what I mean. I do this on.
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
Nah, you kinda flipped the bucket, flipped the table, flipped the cloud, flipped God. God was mad, sent you to hell, you flipped hell as well. I don't know, you died. And it's been like what? A couple of years?
It's actually been much longer than that.
It is years, right? Like no one actually said anything about it, but it has been years, right?
Strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache.
Yeah, you had a headache because you had to put your soul back into your body. Well, peace out, Dunyarzad. I got Daya, right? And everybody's ripping into Daya so harshly. Daya is getting her asshole ripped open. And it's not her fault. Yeah, we are sitting with an issue. Is Toyoverse gonna buff her? Hell no. Hell no, they're not gonna buff her. Buff? I've never buffed in my life. Buff turf, maybe. It's a nice move that they used to do back in the day.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's alright. After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described.
Oh, but wait. How? Wait. She's a conscience in that conscience. She's not even the dream within a dream. She's literally forcing herself into the consciousness. Because she's in her own consciousness. But then, if she were to exit the general consciousness, wouldn't her original consciousness be lost? Because it's not like Traveler and Paimon, where every time they get reset, now you don't have that. Huh? Yeah, that's most the reason why she doesn't lose her memories.
Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion.
You found one among the countless. I don't understand how you accomplished that.
Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control.
Oh, so you're just going to go fetch your brain then?
Such a
I
small
see. Soul brain.
fragment of consciousness
Soul brain.
can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear.
So you die within a dream, you die within real life. Well, they were not wrong. They were not wrong. In entertainment, I mean, I've died in dreams all the time.
I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
After many years of not breaking the samsara, many years, we thought Madam Ping was old. But, it's been 84 years.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. And not a moment too soon.
This is truly a miracle.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Yes, humans do not human like they're supposed to. Ha, humans were back in the day. I remember.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
I'm acting like an old man to fit in with the shtick of Madam Ping being 300 years old. I still can't get over that.
Alright, you two must have a lot of other questions for me, right?
I
After all,
have
you
only
saved
one
me,
question.
faithful believer.
I have only one
As
question.
your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
KATHHIDA, I have only one question.
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
Okay.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
I mean, I would also say poor Catherine.
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal.
Take shit off. Stop it. Stop it.
The Akasha is the
Wait, we don't
legacy
have it
of
on
Greater
anymore.
Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha.
In other words, you can take over people's brains like nobody's business.
I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
That's the time your face is so surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. I knew this already. Everyone knew this already. That's why she says error in Mondstadt. That's what I'm saying. The one in Mondstadt is our ally. She's not actually connected to Snezhnaya anymore. That's why she errors all the time. Think about it. Think about conspiracy. That's my conspiracy for the day. I just conspiracy theory. Thanks for watching.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her.
You didn't know anything. Shut up, Paimon. Catherine's your best friend this entire time. Lumine suspected it all.
What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since.
Yeah, I don't know what you know either. How about we take you and we fuck off from Sumeru? Let these people die. How about that? How about we just let everybody here die? We let the Withering take over. These sons of bitches don't give a shit. We let them die. You can go to Mondstadt. Venti will take you in. A is too irresponsible. Venti is irresponsible, but the Ida can be like that little sister that gets him to stop drinking. Yeah. And Zhongli doesn't have cash money, so yeah. But wait, when she was young and weak, she's like 500 years old. Everyone's 500 years old. Anyway, she's like 500 years old. When the fuck did they find and take her? Like, what?
However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
I'm a little slow right now, so if I'm not as exuberant, it's because I'm highly not okay.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare birthday! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
You tell them, Paimon. You tell them. If only you could kick their asses. If only you could kick their asses. If only you could kick their asses.
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation.
You just have to grow into it. Damn, the sage is fucked up so much she doesn't even have confidence in herself.
And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
To me, you're already an excellent outcome.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha.
Therefore, Catherine forever. Catherine is love. Catherine is life. Wait, I got a question, right? And it's to do with Venti and the way Venti is written, especially in English. Why does Venti giggle before he speaks all the time? It's so fucking annoying. Nothing was funny. You aren't drunk. Nothing was funny. Every time he's like, I don't know, man. Everything's cool. Yeah, that kid just died. Oh man, it's. Every time I listen to Venti, I'm like super triggered. I'm beyond triggered. I saw Venti in the event and I was like, bruh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And Venti's such a cool character. If he didn't giggle before and after every sentence.
Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
Enough talking. Get me to fighting.
I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge.
Knowledge.
To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while.
And then she exits Catherine and Catherine's like, oh, but how did I get here? Did I teleport? That's not supposed to happen.
Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the Sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero Samsara in the immediate future. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
Yes, we're gonna fuck up the sages.
What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Usually on people's birthdays, they get drunk, they have some fun, maybe fuck a little. But you, on the other hand, have to use knowledge, persistence, sadness, depression, misery to get through your day. I don't know, man. And the end result's the same, I guess. Still wake up with a hangover, but Yo, let me, don't we have some osmanthus wine we can give this bitch? Because seriously, she seems like she needs it. Get Zhongli up on dial.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Oh no, we just went on a date. Don't worry. We were about to go get something to eat. Let's go. Our reservations, wait.
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker.
It's like me?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even sleep.
We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
Paimon is, we used to care Paimon like, that's such a bruh face. She's even smiling. Like, bruh, nice save. But seriously, Catherine's probably wondering, I don't sleep. The fuck are you talking about?
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Peace out, Catherine.
Whoa,
she can't teleport. I knew it.
We last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali. We haven't heard anything from her.
Wow, so many missions just opened up.
We can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Yes, Catherine, work. But
Ad Astra Abyssosque. We meet again, you two.
She's a little too happy. Catherine's a little too happy. You're not Catherine, are you?
Catherine, do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think.
She's a little too happy.
How about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Yes. That doesn't sound like a real commission, but I can't be sure.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
This sounds like an elaborate prank. Has it been, Catherine has got on the conscience?
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I feel embarrassed just imagining it.
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
There's a local orphanage? There's a local orphanage? That's new. Why haven't I seen this place? There should be way more kids in Port Ormos. Unless they're doing that thing where, like back in like very old times, there was an orphanage and it kind of like a religious orphanage because there was a war and a large amount of kids were being sent to the orphanage and motherfuckers experimented on the kids. Yeah, humanity's fucked up.
Hey, that's not any better.
Isn't that just asking for me to beat them up?
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
I don't know. Doesn't that just depend on the mercenaries? We go to them and be like, yo guys, chill, Frank, we can fight you. Stick a sword up your ass. I got a claymore, bitch. So guys, there's an orphanage and they need some help. You guys want to help? And clearly, not everybody's gonna say no.
Paimon's gonna ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Sure, Catherine.
You're Nahida, right?
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
So why don't you just ask us to make a normal prank then? Wouldn't that be better?
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
In your head, zombie.
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque?
Because you knew you couldn't say it right. You knew you didn't have that correct inflection. And we would know from the beginning. We did know from the beginning. But we would know more.
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways. And I even had a really, really long dream.
So the Akasha can't take away the dreams of gods. What did you dream about?
It was another dream about
My
the
voice too
Subzerus
fucked up to
festival.
voice properly.
Except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy.
You realize Ringa Ringa Rosie was a song about death, right? Was it pox? Was it Black Death? I don't even remember which disease it was about. But I do know that people were dying. And this exact sentence I'm looking at has flower, ringing, and dancing. Yeah.
I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground. And I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
Yes, lizard candy, lizard flavored candy. And then one sensitive lizard candy.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Subzerus festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah, but in reality...
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
This is one of those anime moments, you know?
No, we aren't pitying you. that would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad.
But Nahida is forever in little sisters like this. Forever. Even if she grows to be Rukadawata later on, she's in little sister status. Let's be real, yeah?
By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering.
Can you do it for me too? I can't feel my right side. Like, my arm feels heavier every day. My leg doesn't work anymore. And yeah, I can't feel my face. Therefore, it has to be Elazar. It has to be.
But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival.
I believe they had plan A, and there was plan A, and there was no plan B.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
It's already extremely suspect when Catherine is walking around. I'm just saying.
Good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Paimon, you're not supposed to tell them we're kidnapping Catherine.
Dreams, emptiness, deception.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Go up to the front door, start beating shit out of everybody. Like, you walk in and you start slapping everyone. You stand in front of me, pa! I like to pa! Say no, pa! As the leader of the sages, pa pa! Pa 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 pa! Pa 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 pa!
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
You could carry someone close to the sages and question them.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Was this a key figure in the academia?
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me.
You have urban legends? You're only 500 years old.
In any case, I probably
Not that
can't take
long.
over their minds directly.
Now, Zhongli has urban legends.
Was this a student that infiltrated sages' quarters?
No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives.
But why did we just find a scumbag? I mean, the academia is full of them. I'm pretty sure we could find a few assholes that we could just... Hey, yo, give me your brain. Doop, 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 doop. Huzzah!
Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
Find an asshole and let him slap the shit out of us. And don't stop slapping. You slap like you never slapped anybody ever in the history of Irminsul before.
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
I can't think of anything else.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
But spilling the beans means we have no lunch. I don't want to spill the beans. What are you talking about? Paimon, you should be against sayings like this.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Didn't Lumine suggest that already?
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
And didn't you say not everybody is reading the Akashas?
Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Not in the fight.
Actually,
He hates them as much as I
have someone
do.
in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
Who?
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia?
Oh, the desert bitch. I see. The one that we wanted to send back to
We
the
ran
desert.
into her basically every time the Sub-Zero
You don't belong here, girl. You back to the desert.
We're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
Yeah, we're gonna kick her ass, don't worry, Paimon. Ass, my food is
I've
ready.
always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd.
For being such a bitch.
She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Otherwise, she'd be sucking dick under the table. I get it.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky.
Okay.
Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light.
I get your analogy, but why are we kissing this chick's ass the whole time? Isn't she a bitch?
Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But
Okay.
in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
Getting my hand ready. Seems we need to slap shit out of a star till they wake the fuck up.
This is no longer just a metaphor.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Bitch.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore.
Yeah, but unless everybody revolts into mass or knows what's happening or knows a way to solve it themselves, they're not gonna do anything because they're incapable of doing anything. You're making it sound like it's their fault that it happened.
She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Sounds exactly like the person we need.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again.
Get my hand ready. Rubbing my hand, warming up my hand, leaning over. Smack practice. Leaning over, smack practice. Leaning over, smack practice.
That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself.
Smack my hand against a cactus. I'm ready.
From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. Back to prepare. Let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Next video. I'm kind of feeling I'm slowing down more and more as this video is going along. Yeah, that's the amount of looking. Just always like, subscribe, smack your face with the keyboard a couple of times. Fuck. The notification set also. Check out all our links in the description. Especially our main channel, Exhausted Gamers, where I'm still playing the shit out of Danganronpa. And yeah, pray for me.
Astra Abyssosque?
Because you knew you couldn't say it right. You knew you didn't have that correct inflection. And we would know from the beginning. We did know from the beginning, but we would know more.